to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard. It's time for this week's episode of State of the Atmosphere. We got June movie previews. We got a look at the summer streaming shows that are going to be coming out. And of course, we're going to be doing the pop culture update complete with the Sweeney spot today on State of the Atmosphere. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you on this fine hump day. Looks like the rain is finally leaving us here in Louisiana. Thank God. I thought we were going to have to build an ark. But as usual, I've got my panel of good fellas with me. The first one in today was Jed, unbelievably. What's going on, man? Yeah, that much, huh, Jed?
That was a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, sir.
I did. I unmuted myself.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
Doing really good, huh?
Yeah,
I think I may have to turn your mic up a little bit. Let's see. Where's your sound at? There.
Hey, Lord Thoth, what's up, man?
Let's turn you up a little bit.
Yeah. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, hear you just
Okay.
fine. Okay. It's good to see you, man. Of course, we got Knock as usual.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
Oh, it's a great week. No more studying for the time being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got your next certificate done, right?
Yep, sure did.
Very good. Very good.
Another notch on the belt. So I'm glad I got that done.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Very cool.
Another knock on the bell.
Another knock on the belt. Here it is. Yep. And a guy that knows everything about certificates. He's got more than we can count. What's going on, Das Wolfen? What's happening, man?
Not a lot. Just surprisingly didn't have class this afternoon.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, the professor was a no-show and didn't post anything on Blackboard, so...
And Blackboard being the online...
yeah, it's the...
Yeah. Gotcha.
what we're using, at least for the next year. We're switching stuff at the beginning of...
This guy's been to more school than all of us, and he's still going to school. He's a goon. He's addicted to school. All right, let's say hi to the chat. We got first one in, surprisingly, tonight. Izzy
I
Clay
know.
Thomas, what's going
Where's
on? Man?
Tim at?
Good to
He's
see you. I don't know. Tim might have got busy. Who knows?
Maybe we need to put out his call. You know.
Right? Maybe we need to call him. Say, hey, where you at, dude? No, I'm not playing that unless he shows up. He'll get mad at me for playing it without him. And then we got Lord Toth. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know what the emoji you sent down there at the bottom.
Oh, let me
is. I
go look
can't
at
see
it.
Pop culture archivist as well.
Yeah, that's me.
That-
Knock.
that's-
That's me.
That's another channel.
That's my other channel. I was accidentally on the other channel.
Yep.
Because I have my premium on that channel, not a Red Bull. So.
Yep. Okay, boys and girls. Of course, we got to start with the pop culture update, as we always do. Let me get this up here where you guys can see it. And, okay, I was a week behind. All right. I said the opening weekend for these two movies that Garfield would get Furiosa. I was a week behind.
And I was right.
Garfield overtook it.
Yeah.
14 million. Furiosa at 10 million. Made 10 million. Has been steady. It's gotten up to 80 million now.
I'm glad to see Fall Guys in number 5 though.
Fall Guy is in 5th with 80 million, and Kingdom of the Planet is still going strong with 8.9 million. So, yeah, it's I mean, I don't know, these box office numbers. This actually looks better than it did last week, because last week, well, seriously, 4-day Memorial Day weekend, they should have been making a whole lot more than they did.
Yeah,
we didn't even hit. None of those movies hit 40 million, and they should have been making. The top one should have made 100 million, even if they're splitting time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but this actually looks like a more steady, number stream.
Joe, we got a blast from the past in the chat, man. Well, Tim showed up finally. Slacker.
What?
He showed up.
We got a red in the house. We got a red.
What? A red?
We got a Colin.
Oh my God, Colin! Colin Dublin, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Man.
He is now. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're in LA now, right, Colin? He
Does he own Apple yet? I don't know. I haven't.
So.
Yeah.
OG in the building. Yes, he is an OG friend of me and Knock. We used to call him Redburst on DC Universe Online. He was a badass.
Yeah, he now owns Apple. He owns it now.
He owns Apple now.
Yeah,
yes.
he owns it now.
Yeah, of course he does. Yes,
he's
it's
moved
good
up.
to see him, brother.
So
good
can you fix some of the shits over at Apple?
Right, dude. Apple actually, their television shows and stuff are really good.
TV's the only good division they have. So
yeah, right. Okay. Well, here. We'll go ahead.
There are some who call me Tim.
Tim said he just got home.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
He just got home, but that's okay, man.
Excuses.
Excuses. He said. Knocks.
Yeah, Allie and I saw Furiosa this weekend.
Did you?
I'm sorry.
I hear it's a decent movie, but it really doesn't need the Mad Max tag because it doesn't have Mad Max.
He's there for like 30 seconds.
Is he?
You see him on a hill as Furiosa's going down the road.
Really?
Yeah, but
probably at the end of the movie, right?
Nope. It's like 2/3 of the way through it.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, he's sitting there eating something, standing next to the Interceptor.
Really? Wow.
I was more excited to see the Interceptor than Tom Hardy, but
Right. Yeah.
Right,
exactly.
So Red saying he saw it yesterday. Pacing was an issue for me.
Yeah. I heard it's long. I heard they could have edited that down. That's what I heard. Yeah. But I heard it's a decent movie. What did you think, John? You're the only one that's seen it.
It's okay. I've seen a lot worse recently, so.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot worse. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Not the most ringing endorsement, but okay. Is it worth seeing in theaters, John?
Wait until it comes out on streaming.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
I always say
that's what I thought.
Because this would be the weekend I could go do it. Because now I'm not studying, so
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too girl.
I got my weekends again for the time being. So.
Yep. It's a little too what?
Girl bossy.
Girl boss.
Oh, of course.
Man, not the girl boss. Hooey.
Although Chris
Collins says it's
Hemsworth
decent.
does chew the scenery like nobody's business.
Oh, Hemsworth.
He
yeah, I
makes
heard
a good,
that.
He makes a good villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a good time with it. He never plays
Oh
with it.
yeah.
I'm sure he has a ball with that, man. You know, everybody wants to be the bad guy, don't they? When they're
Yeah.
acting. But yeah, man. I plan on watching it, but I wasn't going to go to the theater to watch it because it doesn't have Max in it, man. That was the whole thing for me. I don't need a prequel about a character that I already know what's going to happen to her. You know, I
Do
really
you know
don't.
how much money they would have?
That's how I felt about Black Widow.
They would have tripled their money if it would have been about Mad Max with Mel Gibson. Mel Max.
Yeah.
Well, George Miller
Max.
has come out and said that there's no plans for a Mad Max involving.
Yeah. Yeah, he's stupid.
Mel Gibson.
He's
Now,
retarded.
hold
So-
on one second. I
Yeah.
got to answer real Wade here. First of all, we're going to talk about the Acolyte here in a little bit, but
Yeah.
last night on my stream, you said it was trash.
Yeah.
So what made you change your
So-
mind?
Wow.
And he erased his post in Discord too. So
Ed doesn't agree
call
with
him
me.
out on
Well,
that
he
shit.
would have agreed with you last night.
Yeah.
But today, apparently, you've changed your mind.
Yeah.
He says, laugh out loud, I still hate it. Oh, you're trolling then. Okay,
Yeah, he's
Wade.
trolling, okay.
Okay, we got you. Yeah. Colin says, yeah, Helmsworth stole the show every time he
Yep.
showed up on screen. I imagine he did.
Of course.
I imagine he did.
He's fucking Thor. Like,
Well, he's Chris Helmsworth, and he's good at what he does.
yeah.
When I saw him in that trailer, go, yeah, but do you have it in you to make it epic? You know, I was like, wow, check it out.
Yeah.
He's diving into his Aussie background. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm going to watch it when it comes on. I guess this is a Warner Brothers one, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
So I'll watch it
Was
when it
that,
comes on
was that
Max.
Max or something?
Yeah, that's Max. I'll watch it when it comes on there. But I
can't
wasn't
keep
going to
track.
pay to go see it. Yeah. I wasn't going to pay to see Garfield either. That's why I didn't even leave the house Memorial Day weekend. You know. The
Now,
last
Joe,
movie- Go ahead.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you had it on your list. I didn't see what you put on there, so I apologize for going ahead. Did you have Godzilla on there? -1 anywhere on there?
Wait, you're talking
Yeah,
about
it
Godzilla?
dropped on. What streaming service picked it up?
So
it's on.
that-
It's
so
on. It's on. Wait,
It's on Netflix, and it's
on-
also it's #1 on Netflix and iTunes.
Yep.
And,
So you can literally watch it for free on Netflix, and people are still even
paying to
for
see it on Apple Plus.
on Apple TV. So it's on #1
Yeah,
on both
so-
platforms.
there's a lot of people that drink
I
too
saw that
much
article
of the
today.
poison
Yeah?
water in our
Do they-
city.
I
Do
didn't
have
know
the-
anything about
Do
that.
they have the black and white version yet, or still? Just
I doubt it. No, let me look on Netflix.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean, shoot, Netflix or not Netflix. It's which one is it? It's Max that's got both versions of the Justice League. The Snyder Cut. They have it in black and white and in color.
Yeah.
But no, I did not know that it dropped on Netflix. I had no clue. If you
Well, nobody
got the
did.
article,
It dropped it on Saturday. It wasn't
Yeah.
announced or anything, and it's
Yeah.
still #1.
Yeah.
This looks like it's just regular color, John.
Is it
definitely
Okay.
gonna have to check that out tomorrow while I'm drawing. Then
Just
I've
as
got-
long as they don't have Godzilla '97 on there, I'm fine.
There is no Godzilla '97.
I was fixing to say, why do you bring that up? You know, John's gonna cancel that. As soon as it comes out of your mouth.
Just like
Come
there's
on,
no
man.
Highlander too. I hate that too.
Yeah, there's only one Highlander movie. Okay,
Yeah.
there's only one.
There's a movie and a
There
series.
can be
That's it.
only one.
Oh,
Damn.
dude,
There's a movie and a
movie in a
series.
series. Yeah, I
That's it.
agree with that.
Now, I'm pretty sure that they've got Superman attached Henry Cavill to play the Highlander, though, don't they? And I think
Yeah.
it's in a series, isn't it?
I don't.
I
know.
heard it was going to be a movie.
I've heard like both, so I'm
Yeah,
not
so-
100% sure.
I don't know, but to continue, yeah, the box office looks like it's doing better than it did last weekend. It's
Still
got
anemic.
it's still
Yeah, it is.
anemic, but I'm just looking at this and I'm seeing that Kingdom has got up to 140 million, and it's just dropped out of the double digits here in its fourth week. So, you know, some of these are people are just going later on, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to go where the crowds are. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what happened last weekend. Well, I do know what happened last weekend. It's the economy, stupid. Nobody's got any money for this stuff. Is what it is. But anyway, that is the box office for this week. There weren't many stories, but one One article that I did see that I wanted to touch base on is here in a Hollywood Reporter. It says the summer box office crisis. Is the sky really falling this time? With fewer big movies out as a result of the strikes, theatrical revenue is plummeting every week as fans grow accustomed to staying at home. And I think that's what most of the problem is. We've discussed on this show several times that, you know, the current setup in Hollywood with streaming, they have basically cut the knees out of their own box office receipts.
They've done it themselves, yeah.
Because people can wait 45 days and watch it at home, right? Now, a lot of people went and saw Godzilla -1 because it was a Japanese movie and they didn't know if they were going to be able to see it on streaming. And turns out, we're in June. It's 6 months later, and they're just now making it to streaming. That's what I think needs to happen with all of this stuff. That's what it was pre-COVID. You didn't see this stuff jump to the streaming services and stuff till 6 months later, you know? And that was after I think it was like 90 days they'd have it on physical media.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of their money. These films made a lot of their money on physical media. That's going away. Not a lot of people are, I mean, those of us that are paying attention to things a little bit more worried about, power outages and not being hooked up to the internet, are buying physical media. I know I buy my movies that way, but a lot of people aren't. They're buying them through streaming services and stuff like that.
And they're gonna be shit out of luck when the power of the internet goes out, and they have when you can have a generator and you can still watch your movies on DVD.
Yep.
Without having to have any internet. Physical is king, just like Lord Fox says.
I don't need to watch my digital movies on if there's no internet. I can still watch them.
Yeah. But you download them and you've got them on a server.
Yeah, he does.
Which is, if you ask me, that's a physical component. That is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and I agree. I'm with John on that one. That is a physical component. It's still he has everything backed up, and it's physical.
What you got there, Noxter? What you got there?
Oh, this is the Godzilla -1 article.
Okay. Godzilla -1 makes history again as #1 at the same time in Netflix and iTunes. Man, dude, I have got to see this movie. I can't wait to see it, dude.
So, I mean, this is on VOD for $5.99 for 48
$6 for 48 hours.
And people are so...
Hey, I'm going to go watch it on Netflix for free. Yeah, fuck
it. Looks like it's going to go back up to $20, so people are, taking advantage of it while it's still $6.
Right.
But I guess it's a limited time, $6. But even though you can see it on Netflix, if you have Netflix, Netflix isn't free.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you still got the $6, and people are buying. Like, it's #1 on both. So I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Well, I'm not shocked that Godzilla -1 ended up on iTunes, because they've got what's the name of the series they have there, John? That has to do with the kaijus.
Oh, that's Monarch.
Kurt Russell.
Monarch.
Yeah.
I can't. When's season 2 going to come out, John?
Probably not for another year.
Yeah, because
didn't that just end? Like, not that long ago?
Yeah, it right.
It ended in January.
I think it wrapped up about the same time that -1 opened up, right? Right around the same time.
No, it was supposed to wrap. It was supposed to happen at the same time that the Godzilla X Kong was on, but it got pushed back to the spring.
Gotcha.
So it basically wrapped up like a month before Godzilla X Kong, if I remember right. Like a month, maybe 2 months.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. What you got there, Knock? You look like you're looking at...
I'm just scrolling down, just looking down the other stuff. So, but yeah, so I just thought I saw that earlier, so I thought that was...
That tells you how good it is. And to what you were talking about beforehand, we were talking pregame about the death of the cinema. If Deadpool doesn't make $1 billion, is that the death of a cinema? And I said no.
No.
I don't think it. I don't think it is.
That's why I don't understand these articles of doom and gloom when it comes to the theater. It's just that my point was: is it the death of theaters, or is it just bad movies?
Is it just bad movies? It's just bad movies. It's just bad movies. And I mean, the reason why the doom and gloom is going on is because of what happened last weekend. You know, it was the first. It was the worst since '99 for total box office.
Yeah, I remember.
And the number one movie had the worst total since '95, which is damn near 29 years. You know, I mean, shit. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. That's a weekend. That's the beginning of the summer blockbuster period is Memorial Day, and they're used to making shit tons of money on that weekend. You know, so let's see. C-Dub, I always call him C-Dub. Sorry, Colin. I should call you by your name on the screen. Europe Warner went broke betting on it at-home premieres, no doubt.
Yep.
And
I agree with what Colin says.
Yeah,
on that.
physical media is king.
Yes.
Lord Toss says yes,
No.
absolutely. Bad movies, like we could have gotten a solid Titanfall film, but we got Atlas.
Yeah, I agree with him.
I'm so tempted
Atlas
to
supposed
watch
be
that.
Titanfall?
I want to see Atlas so bad, just to see how bad it is.
Well, I'll tell you
really
what,
bad.
you guys make it your homework, because I've heard from one of our friends, a gentleman that's usually on with me tonight, Martin Acosta Santana, likes that movie. So
He has weird taste, though.
well, you know,
So do
hey,
you,
we
not.
don't poo-poo people for
That's
what
true.
they like. So for your homework this week, find a copy of
I've
Atlas.
got it.
No, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
I
It's a
understand
Netflix
it's on
original.
Netflix. Not everybody's got Netflix.
Well, you know, there you can sell the high seas, and you
Yeah,
know,
there you
Is
go.
it
That's
that
what I'm
way.
saying. Just
Is
do
it
what you
really
got to do.
supposed to be a Titanfall movie, or is it just because it's
I have no
similar?
idea.
I don't know. It might be. It might be something like it. I don't know.
He'll always be
C-Dub
red
is
to
fine.
me.
Yeah, I know it's fine, man. You know that's
He'll
old
always
school
be
people
red to
talking
me.
you there. Yeah, no doubt.
So I still call Joe Fry all the time.
Right, he calls me Pry all the time. People on the show are going, "What?
Yeah,
What are you
Who's
talking
he
about?"
talking to?
yeah, and then like other people in chat call him that, and I'm like, that's his nickname, his
That's
older
my nickname. That's it. Has to do
Yeah.
with my pirate persona. Okay, let's. We really don't have much in the pop culture update this week. Let's see. The next one I got. I thought this was kind of strange. They're blaming Chris Hemsworth's box office disaster Furiosa, blamed for closure of Queensland Regional Cinema after selling just 222 tickets in a week.
He's a man. They gotta blame the man. They won't blame the bitch.
Well, the
that's
thing
in
is,
the
he's
movie.
from that
Yeah.
area, and
Yeah,
and
but
you would
no,
think that
it's-
they would come out and support his movie, but apparently they didn't.
No.
And this place got closed down, so it was supposed to be the oldest theater in town or something like that. So, check that article out. It's from the Daily Mail.
I got something for you.
I just thought that was funny, man. I was like, what in the hell? Okay, what do you got here, Knoxter?
Gen Z is trying to cancel Eminem.
On TikTok, millennials aren't having it.
Oh,
Now, I listened to this song today. Yeah, it's his new song, Houdini,
Okay.
that just came out.
He sampled Steve Miller Band. Steve Miller posted a thank you. Said, "Hey, thanks for."
Oh, he's sampling what, Abracadabra in it or something? Or do you know?
I don't
Yes,
remember which.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Is it Abracadabra?
Yeah,
Cool.
it is. Yes, yeah.
That'll work.
He goes. So the story in it is it's his. You can watch the music videos. It's basically what his 2002 Slim Shady version would think of the future. He comes to the future and sees the world the state it is as his 2002 self, and is
Right.
like, "What the fuck is this?"
yeah.
Basically,
I actually like it.
it's not a bad song. It's actually pretty good.
pretty hilarious how he did it.
But people don't know the lyrics of Eminem, especially of old.
Right.
These kids these days. So hearing what he's
Right.
everything is
Hearing
so
what-
scrutinized these days that this
Right.
guy's talking about like burning women. Like one of his famous songs with Rihanna, is murdering her in a
Right.
burning house. Like this is Eminem. Like
Yeah, this is him. That's what he. Look,
So
I'm a
I
fan.
just thought you're not gonna cancel him.
I think he's a moron sometimes, but I think he's a really good music maker.
No, he's
There's
a
not many-
lyrical genius.
Yeah, and there's not many. I mean, you guys that want to cancel him, go watch 8 Mile. It's a really good movie. and it's
This is
it's
like
kind
trying to
of
cancel what's her name from Harry
autobiographical,
Potter.
semi-
You know, he has too much money. You can't cancel.
right. Yeah, you're not going to cancel that guy. But Eminem, I'm a fan. That song from 8 Mile that got the Academy Award for him. I
I
dig
would
that
take
tune.
Houdini a listen. Obviously, it's only a 3-minute video. So
Well,
at some
when
point,
you
give
say
it a try.
Houdini, I'm hearing Dua Lipa myself because I just think she's fine as hell. But yeah,
She
I will
is.
listen
That
to
is
him.
true.
Yeah. Let's see. C-Dub says not related to Titanfall at all, unfortunately, but you can tell from the start that it borrowed from it. Okay.
Okay.
I think they control robots. I think that's one of the things from Titanfall. if
I
I'm not
watched
mistaken.
Tropic Thunder on Sunday.
Oh,
That
gosh,
movie
yeah.
could not release today. Instantly
Yeah.
canceled. Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, there's
No doubt.
still people. You'll see articles on it. It's like, can you believe this movie happened? Like it could
Right.
not.
Oh,
I still-
Blazing
And-
Saddles too.
Yeah.
Blazing
Robert Downey
Saddles
Jr.
is
needs to be
coming back
canceled.
to the theater for its anniversary. I can't wait until it hits and the
Oh,
Gen
my
Z
God.
freaks out when they finally go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see
the flip
Blazing
their
Saddles.
shit.
Shit.
Oh my God! He said, "Where all the Walkmen at?"
There was a time. Look, guys. I know that John and I can remember back when we could laugh at ourselves.
Oh yeah,
You had,
so can I.
you had two of the biggest bigots on the planet were on weekly television. Archie
Yep.
Bunker and George Jefferson. The two of them, they were on the screen all the time, and they were friends. But,
Yeah.
they were the biggest bigots on the planet. And they were on weekly TV.
Dude,
Yeah.
George is. I say it was a tie between them sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
But they were both badasses. They were awesome as
They were
funny.
awesome,
And
both
they
of them.
told the truth.
Yep.
They blatantly told you the truth.
That's the key to great comedy.
Yeah,
is
I know,
telling
and I
the
love
truth. That is the key to great comedy. It is. Okay, boys and girls, that does it for that part of the pop culture update. But we have a new staple. You guys know we have to do this.
Can't we have her as a palate cleanser for after the Star Wars?
No, sir.
Yeah.
The Star Wars conversation is part of the series thing, so you just chill, man. I know.
Oh, you're gonna
on
do
my
the thing
show,
I showed
my
you.
friend. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can. Where's the video? Are you kidding me? The video's not in here. I'm about to get upset.
You
It's
still got the
sitting in
picture.
here. Oh, there it is. Okay, boys and girls, it is time for our new favorite part of the show.
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that,
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney?
See you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
Yes, the Sweeney spot. And guess what, boys and girls? She made an Instagram post. It has to do with a modeling gig she had for, I think it's called Jimmy Choo. I think they make handbags. That's the bag she's got there. And she says,
Oh yeah, there's a bag.
Yeah, there's actually a bag in that picture.
Wait, there's a bag in the picture?
She says in the post, you, me, Tank, and Jimmy Choo. Looks like a start of a perfect summer. This might have been in Florida. Not sure, but she made this post this week on Instagram. So go check it out.
Shoes look long as hell.
Yeah, right. It's the angle of the picture.
It's the angle,
that's the angle,
God, yeah.
man.
She's got Brie Larson feet. All of a sudden. What the hell is going on there?
Nobody has feet like Brie Larson, okay? And we're gonna call this.
Don't ruin her
I'll watch
perfection.
this.
Right. Don't ruin the-
No, all of a sudden you're gonna see Matt come in the back room, and Matt's like, "I want on the show. We're gonna talk about Brie Larson's feet now."
What were you saying, John?
I say Sasquatch has Brie Larson feet.
Right,
Yeah.
no doubt. Okay, so she might have been in Florida because apparently Sydney Sweeney's finalizing a deal to purchase a $20 million oceanfront home in South Florida as a Euphoria star expands property portfolio. Yeah, so she might
Not
have taken
just
that
did the
down there in
South
Florida.
Park nice thing.
Oh man, look,
Nice.
dude, if she's getting beachfront property, it is going to cost her that much down there in Florida. I don't, I've been there a few times to a few of the beaches there, and I tell you what,
Wait,
they
hold on there, Joe. Scroll up a little bit. Not that one. The one above it.
yeah.
So is her the one on the left or the right?
Right,
Or
which
the
building
one,
is it
which
she's
one,
buying for 20
which,
million?
yeah, which
Right?
one is it? Is it that little tent right there?
Well, it
Is
says
what is it?
Sydney's new home boasts sweeping views of the ocean canal pictured above. Wow. Okay.
There you go. Okay, it is one of those buildings. Good job.
Ah, who knows, man? We'll see. But
That's
anyway,
funny.
you got that, and then I don't want you guys to freak out too bad. But I have to report on this because there were a couple of different sources here. Sydney Sweeney reportedly being eyed for Star Wars project. And
Mara Jade,
this
please.
week they may need her.
Mara Jade, please.
Sydney Sweeney reported being eyed for a Star Wars project, and they say in here that it hasn't been confirmed, but it's still intriguing, right? And then you get this from what is it? Netflix Junkie. Only she can. Fans welcome Sydney Sweeney with open arms as rumors cue her arrival to this iconic franchise. And they're talking about Star Wars. And they're talking about this particular tweet right here by My Time to Shine Hello. It says, I hear Lucasfilm is interested in Sydney Sweeney for a Star Wars project. So,
And
not
she
to
could be
fan
the main
flames,
character. We'd watch
but,
it.
yo, man, if she ends up in Star Wars, yeah, that. I'll definitely be turning it on to see what it's all about, no doubt. Because I got a feeling she'd want input in the show or something like that.
Yeah,
you
she
know.
would.
Because she produced. I don't know if you guys know this, but she produces a lot of the stuff she's in.
In the movie she was in
Mhm.
with the other dude that was really good in the movie, she helped co-produce that movie.
And this guy, Wall Street Silver, says, I have a suggestion for Star Wars to fix the disaster that is the Acolyte. Cast Sydney Sweeney as your next strong female Jedi. We will forgive everything else. He put this picture up.
Not wrong.
So he's not wrong at all. He's not wrong at all. We'll forgive a lot with that going on. But that's it for the pop culture update this week. You guys got anything else we need to talk about on that? Okay. Well, this is the June preview edition. It's the first show of June. So we usually do the films, but Knock actually suggested we do the TV shows as well because there's a bunch of those starting up here pretty quick. So I got this list from Polygon, and it looked pretty good.
Now, take it with a grain of salt because it's Polygon.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Yeah.
that look, I saw another one by a better source, but it had 33 of them listed, and it was a bunch of bullshit we wouldn't care about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trust me. So I went with the trimmed down version here, and I didn't know they're making a Batman animated series right now. I did not know that. So the most anticipated TV shows of the summer of 2024.
Joe, can't hear you.
Owner of the Clippers that lost his franchise. I don't know if you guys remember this story, but it's apparently he made some. It's a true crime series, part sports series. Clip tells the story of the tumultuous 2013-2014 season as the Los Angeles Clippers. For the Los Angeles Clippers. At the time, the Clippers were owned by billionaire Donald Sterling. But over the course of the next year, a series of revelations about Sterling shocked the NBA world and led him to getting banned from the sport for life. Clipped follows all the twists and turns of the scandal and includes an all-star cast led by Lawrence Fishburne. And I think Lawrence Fishburne is playing Doc Rivers in it.
I saw
he was
that
the head
shit
coach
in
of the
real
Clippers.
time. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't pay attention to the NBA.
Yeah, I don't need to see that again.
Wait, I'm waiting for the Dan Schneider movie. That's one. I'll watch.
What's that guy's name though? He was on Married with Children. it's Ed something, isn't it? I can't remember.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed
That's
O'Neill.
it. He's a really good actor. And what's fucked up is he looks like this guy. If you've ever seen this dude before, he does look like him with the makeup done up with his hair and everything, man.
Yeah,
He does
Colin,
look
I
like
agree
himself.
with you on that one.
That should look. That one could be interesting. Let's see. Let's see. What's he talking about? Yep, I remember the Clipper story. Talk about more money than sense. Yeah, no
Yep.
doubt. Guy was an idiot. But Lawrence Fishburne playing Doc Rivers. Now, Doc Rivers is one of the greatest coaches ever, man. If you ask
Yeah.
me, he got the Celtics a championship. So I dig Doc Rivers, man. He's awesome. But anyway, yeah, that's the first one we're going to talk about. Now, the next
Put it
one
back
we're
up,
going to
Joe.
talk about.
Put it back
What's
up,
that?
Joe. Put it back up.
I'm going to
Oh.
put it back up.
Why'd you
Relax,
why'd
buddy.
You take it off? Why'd you take
It's
it
gonna.
off?
I know you're used
you
to me
messing with me?
boomering things, but
Why are you asking Joe to put it back up for, Knock? That sounds.
That's
I thought he put it out
Are
by
you keeping
accident.
spirit with the theme in the month, Gay Pride Month, there, bro?
okay. The next one we got to talk about, and we're actually going to review a little bit, is The Acolyte. It
Fuck
started.
that show.
It dropped last night. I think last night at midnight, right? I watched it.
No,
after I was done with my
it's
video games.
9 o'clock Eastern. is
Oh,
when
it was
they come
9
out.
o'clock Eastern. It dropped. Okay.
Yeah, I managed to watch an episode.
But I watched them last night after I was done with my. I was playing Beyond Two Souls last night for everybody, and I watched it after that. And there's, I heard, the guy that Knock thinks doesn't exist, Chris Gore, our guy from Film Threat.
Yeah.
He said one of the coolest things I've heard in a while. He said the original Star Wars was really based on, gear porn, right? Everybody wanted the, Harrison Ford's character had the Millennium Falcon, which was kind of like a hot rod. He was always tweaking it and fixing it and trying to make it faster and all this other stuff. And you had all these different starships and stuff like that, and we just don't see that anymore. And that's a pretty big component of it for me. But this has to actually do with the spiritual side of Star Wars, which is one of my favorite parts of it. But it
gets all
misses the mark on several levels for me.
Especially that part where she's fighting that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you haven't seen it. I showed you that one scene, but we'll get into it. Guys, by the way, there are going to be spoilers here. So when you see this particular screen come up, hang on one second. When you see the thumbnail for the show pop up again, when you see this again, we're done talking spoilers on The Acolyte, okay? I'll pop it back up when we're done talking spoilers. Now, Knock and I were talking about this earlier, and I believe, John, did you get to see this at all? Okay. So Knock and I are going to do a little review of this. I thought it, and I told you earlier when we were texting back and forth, it came off like an episode of SUV in space, or SVU, whatever they call it. Law and Order. It was like a police procedural, It was kind of weird. Me personally, there's too much conflicting stuff in this, and they really lost me right at the beginning of it for a couple of reasons. One, you had Carrie-Anne Moss just sitting there hanging out with some people, and this person walks up and gets a fighting stance and says, "Attack me with everything you've got," and I'm like, maybe this chick doesn't know anything about Jedis. They don't attack people. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, what in the hell, man? But the thing, another thing that turned me off of it. Hey, Kay, what's going on? It's good to see you. Another thing that turned me off of it was the fight itself, because she really went out in a lame way. I don't know, man. If you're gonna have, and I'm sure that in later episodes they're gonna have, flashbacks with her in it, because she's. I think this girl's after 4 different Jedi. Isn't that correct? I think it's 4 different people. And I'm talking to Knock. He's seen it.
You did.
Isn't it 4 different Jedi? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and Carrie-Anne Moss is the first one she goes after, and she gets her with a little bitty knife. People get skewered with lightsabers in this world now, and a little bitty knife takes out a Jedi Master. It's just, I did like the little droid, which is like a tricorder. Thought that was neat. But and there's some components in it that I do like. It's linked to this current universe, but it takes place a few hundred years before. And but look, when they showed the big bad at the end of it, and we don't know who it is, when they showed him, and he was saying that metal means nothing to a Jedi, she was killed with a metal knife. I mean, I didn't. That made no sense.
Okay, well,
the big reveal of that guy was stupid.
You took that all wrong, Joe. You
Okay.
took that. You missed the context of that completely.
Okay, I must have.
He was referring to the idea of the Jedi. He was not referring about their physical well-being.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about the lie that is the Jedi.
The lie that is the Jedi.
Yeah, he was being philosophical. He was not talking about that.
Okay.
Not talking about the actual use of weapons.
Okay. All right. Okay. That just makes.
Remember, Joe, the spiritual side of this. This is also
the spiritual
philosophical.
side.
This is also the philosophical side of it too. So.
But they tried to, like a speed bump, glaze over it. But when they were talking about the girl in her background and your mother's, she's got two mothers. This chick. There's a reason why they dropped this in friggin' June, guys.
Yep, there is a reason.
It's becoming hard not to see it. It's
the gayest
really
Star Wars ever.
It's you had a guy with his shirt off for no damn reason, and there was a lot of things in this that was just like, what were they doing? What is
Disney
going on
Star
here?
Wars.
And explain to me how the guy in the second episode is in a decade-long force coma. I don't understand that one.
It was his penance for whatever happened. Okay, you never heard the vow, was the vow of silence or whatever they call it, the Buddhist monks do.
Yeah,
you know what it is where they don't talk. That was his version of it.
Okay.
He was ashamed of his actions and would basically just escaped into himself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's why when she talked to him, he did what he did.
Okay. So you're cool with him just drinking the Kool-Aid and offing himself?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why not?
Was dumb. Another thing I thought was dumb. Another thing I thought was dumb was whenever the lead investigator, Fu Manchu, whatever the hell his name is, tells the guy that made the poison, we'll let you off with a warning.
What bullshit is that?
We'll let you off with a warning. This guy's making poison that's killing people, and the Jedi are going to let him off with a warning.
Well, he was following him.
What?
He was following him.
He was following him?
He had the neighbors watching him, so that
I understand that, but I mean,
you let the little fish go to catch the big fish, Joe. It's a pretty common procedure.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Clay.
Okie doke. Let's see. So he hasn't pooped for 10 years. Exactly. He hasn't done it. He hadn't done it. And I guess the Force cuts his hair too.
He
was immaculately groomed. He really
Austin Powers.
But there's a lot of this that's just kind of goofy to me. And
bullshit mindset.
I just I'm kind of struggling with whether or not I'm going to watch any more of it, because that was really.
So is this our conversation of it, Joe, or are we going to continue?
Dude, don't.
Yeah, we're going to. You tell me what you think of it.
I'm trying not to go far into it until we actually discuss it. But
yeah,
I wasn't sure if we were still going to go through the list, or if we were actually doing.
Oh no! We're gonna finish reviewing the Acolyte, then we're gonna finish the list. Yeah.
So you're gonna use the videos I sent you?
Okay, so we're not going. We're not.
Okay, stop, you guys.
I'm trying to understand.
Just said what we're doing. We're doing our piece on the Acolyte, and we're going to be done with it and move on to the rest of the shows.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, I mentioned it in the chat. I had a lot of mixed feelings on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to watch it because I don't think it was bad necessarily. Now, is the dialogue kind of shitty? Yeah. Her walking up to, like you already mentioned it, walking up to a Jedi and say, "Fight with all your power," is the dumbest thing you can think of. Now, part of me is like, this is a dumb little girl, and they act stupid. So, I can kind of, she's out for revenge. She's not thinking clearly, kind of thing.
It's all that's in Disney Star Wars now, not
But
dumb little girls.
Yeah. All right, hold off. But I feel like there's enough. I'm intrigued enough to want to learn more about what happened. This is kind of thing, and what else this could lead to. Because I mean, all we really care about is the bad guy, really, the guy behind her. And she's not using weapons because there's a chance that she's trying to earn her lightsaber, and that's why she was. And that's why she was trying to. She was actually going for the Master's, lightsaber to take it away from her. That's why
she did that. She did that in a couple of fights when she fought Fu Manchu. She was trying to get his too.
So her directive is she can't. And this is actually a common Sith practice. Darth Vader went through it after he was brought back.
Wait, but he didn't act like a bitch when he did it.
Well,
she did. She was pathetic at it.
I mean, she's not, very good. But
I saw the scene.
I think she needs to find different ways. I mean, her going up against Jedi Masters is ridiculous. I get that.
Yeah. I was going to say, so just to back up what Jed's trying to say, we've already established she's a silly little girl, and most Jedi Masters would wrap a silly little girl around their finger. They would. And that's what makes this kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, and it has to deal with the bitch that runs the whole series.
Okay, we're reviewing it right now. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we get it,
sir.
But I like that she has to find ways to do it, to kill them.
Okay.
And which I feel like is, and so when she did the, threw the knife at the, the other guy to get her distracted, I felt like that was very smart. My whole issue with her, and then the same thing with the poison of the guy. My whole issue with her thing is, why is she doing this shitty fighting first and not doing these things first? Yeah. That's my issue. So instead of going there and fighting, air on the second guy, why didn't she try to go for this more? She's not very smart. That's my issue. That the writing isn't very smart for her. This is like when they tried to, write.
Where have you been the last how many years since the Last Jedi? The writing hasn't been smart since the fucking those so-called Disney
I get
sequels.
it. I'm not trying.
Don't get me
to
started on that shit.
I'm not trying to rant about Star Wars on a whole right now. I'm just talking about this show right here.
This is part of their shit show.
Jed, I said we'll get to that after the review of this. Now, do I need to mute you or what?
No.
Okay. All right. Hi there, Chris. How you doing? Good to see you.
Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, good to see all of you. I heard not very smart, and suddenly I showed up. I was like,
no. We're not talking about you. We're talking about some of this writing for this current Acolyte series, and me and Knock were giving a review of it, and I just thought some of it was, it was hard to suspend disbelief in some of it because it was kind of really silly, But Knock was saying the things he likes about it, and I too am intrigued, Knock. I do have to tell you, to find out what the hell is going on that would have a Jedi so bummed out about his entire life that he would suck down poison. Now
he saw the Last Jedi.
All right, Jed, I'm going to mute you if you don't quit. I'm going to mute you if you don't quit. Stop.
And there was a couple of things that I like. So, because I'm trying to go back and forth. Yeah, I get the dialogue is stupid, but one of the things I like that idiot that said that Luke Skywalker or Anakin blew up the Death Star. That actor, his character, I actually like him.
Yeah.
In his role that he's doing, because he's playing the pompous Jedi by the book tool.
Yeah.
Very well.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the one playing the we shouldn't deal with these miscreants kind of thing, and to me that was like a big systemic thing with the Jedi as a whole. They became arrogant. A lot of them did.
Gotcha.
The whole, the
And
Sith
that's
hasn't
what
been seen
I
for a
was
millennium.
thinking. I was thinking maybe that's the explanation why Carrie-Anne Moss died the way she did. She thought this kid couldn't pull something off like that, right?
Or she exploited a weakness.
Yeah.
She exploited a weakness of and this is going to be, we're looking at the downfall of the Jedi right now. That's what this whole series is going to be, and that's what's intriguing to me. That kind of thing right there is how this is going to go down and how this is going to open up those wounds. Because I don't know what this bad guy is. The ultimate bad guy is. Is he the lineage of Darth Bane? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that the people out there saying that the Sith can't exist because of whatever reason, they existed the whole damn time.
Right.
They never left. They just went into
There's never light without dark. There never is.
They were never gone. There's whole unknown regions that the public have never been to. So there's a lot of lot of things that can pop up and so I feel like there's enough intrigue there that they can play around with. So yeah, there's bad in this, but I still think there's enough good in this to keep going.
Let me put it to you this way: if they'd have had her come in and do her stupid ass shit, and then had the other guy kill him, then I might have bought it. But
yeah, I didn't buy any of that.
This chick beating everybody up is really it's kind of unbelievable. Chris, have you seen the episodes?
No, I've heard some reporting on it. I don't honestly, there's a general problem I've had with Disney Star Wars, just like I've had with Disney Marvel and a lot of other properties, which is if you're gonna keep changing the rules, then for me, storytelling is it's a form of play. You're playing with the audience, and the audience comes to you as a storyteller, and you agree on certain rules. We're going to play this game. These are the rules. We both agree on them. We're both willing to engage. And what I see is that people are changing the rules to always weight whatever they're doing in their favor against the audience. And that's, for me, yes, there are cool ideas. There are good things in the story, but, I know that these usual suspects, we know who these people are. We know how they think. We know what they think of us, and we know how they operate. So, even when they say things like, "Oh, it's going to be Kill Bill meets Frozen," and we're going to get Carrie-Anne Moss to be Trinity one more time, but in the Star Wars universe, it's like, well, that's not the game I was showing up for. So I'd just rather not play. And by the way, I apologize. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Is that me, or are you hearing that?
I don't know where it's coming from, buddy. I don't know.
It might be me, because
mine faintly, but I don't know where it's coming from. But I don't know.
It might be coming from me on my phone, but it just stopped actually. So maybe someone else was getting a bit of feedback. But
I think we just found out who it is. But go ahead. Finish up your thought.
But anyway, it's and that's ultimately, even when these people do deliver something of some quality, and I've heard that the production design and the amount of money they put into it is good. That just comes to a point where I just, again, it's like just different genres, like a horror movie. I was talking to my producing partner about this. With a horror movie, you'd be like, okay, why are we going through these exercises of fear? And I said, and he was saying, like, we were talking also about sex in movies. There was an article I think Film Threat did not too long ago saying that, sex in movies is down a lot. And I was like, okay, well, let's, and he said, well, I don't really like sex in movies. I don't need it. And I was like, yeah, but when you're showing up to a movie, you're showing up to the promise of something that you're not going to experience in your daily life. Something that is, maybe gives you ideals that help you to aim above what you are now. But there's also a flirtation there. Mm-hmm. We know when a scantily clad girl is getting chased by a slasher and she gets killed, she's not really dead. She's performing a play, and in the fact that she's scantily clad, she's kind of flirting with the audience. Mm-hmm. And that's, like I said, whatever the game is, whether it's flirtation or exercises in fear or whatever, the audience agrees. We know this isn't real, but we're agreeing to engage in it. So again, this, the Acolyte, I've completely just given up on Disney Star Wars. I have complete apathy for it because I know I'm being
and that's the place Jed's in too. It's
it's
a trigger for him.
Oh yeah, this is why I am so passionate because I went to the original movies like me and Joe did. Like anybody was our age.
And Chris too. He went to the originals.
Yeah, Chris. Everybody loves this, and that's the reason why I am so fiery on this because you have to have story, proper, like everything. Joseph Campbell's you know what I'm talking about, Christopher.
Oh, of course, of course.
You have to have that for a story to go, and then there's the 12 steps of the hero's journey and everything. You don't have that in anything of Disney Star Wars anymore. We had it in original Star Wars, but we don't have it anymore. We don't even have it in Disney Marvel no more. We had it at the start, but
Yeah. I don't think everything needs to particularly be the hero's journey. I think sometimes we get a little hung up in that, and we can get boxed in. A hero's journey kind of happens naturally. Joseph Campbell just kind of quantified it. It goes all the way back to Aristotle's Poetics. Treating the audience almost as a singular entity that your story is judged against. The audience doesn't consciously decide if something is good or not. They just instinctively know. Yeah. And if you keep inviting the audience to show up, you better establish some rules. Or if you're going to keep flipping the rules, then it needs to come to something that's worthwhile to the audience. But the people in charge right now they don't believe in truth, or they believe that if they just, it's not even that. I think deep down inside, even the people that deny truth will instinctively know when they are being disingenuous. Otherwise, just by default, they land on the truth accidentally every once in a while. Yeah. They recognize the truth and they skirt around it as much as possible, because if they don't acknowledge the truth, then they can always change the rules. We're playing with people that change the rules whenever it suits them. And because the audience recognizes that they don't have any talent, they don't have any ability to engage us emotionally or tell a strong story, their answer is not to say, oh, maybe I should get better at this, or maybe we should hand this off to someone who can. It is to just change the rules of whatever is good, so they can continue on with their bullshit and always throw it back on us that, for not accepting it. Yeah. And, I would love to see Star Wars be good. I did enjoy the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. And The Mandalorian, there were plot holes in that. There were problems with that story, but we still enjoyed it because there was an emotional core that made sense to us in the overarching story.
And I admit, I did that first 2 seasons. It's on my Archivist channel in Pop Culture. We talked about The Mandalorian. I am not going to lie that I somewhat enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it intensely, but the first 2 seasons, I
actually
enjoyed
liked Andor better than I did that. But that's just
like
me.
Andor.
I mean, I enjoyed that a lot. But hang on one second. Knock, what do you got there backstage there, buddy? What do you got?
Oh, this is my answer to the I was there when it opened up in theaters.
Okay.
You think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
That's my response.
He does that all the time. You got to remember, Knock is younger than all of us. He is. And every time he hears us old timers talk about being in the theater the first time, he's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. But yeah, Knock, before we're about to get into some of the other stuff about the Acolyte, what else? Anything else you want to say as far as our review of it? Me personally, I could take it or leave it. To your point about, I do want to know. I'm probably going to go ahead and watch it and find out what the hell it was that made this guy poison himself. I mean, it better be something really good.
I guarantee
it
you,
better be something really good.
Episode 3 is going to be the one to piss off the rest of the fan base.
Jed, when we're done with the review, you can talk about it all you want. I'm talking to Knock, the guy that's watched it. Okay. The event has to be just something fucking apocalyptic or something. I mean, we know there's a huge fire.
They're going to change history somehow.
Hush up, you. I'm going to mute you if you don't hush. Okay. So there has to be. There was a fire that apparently they thought this chick was dead, along with the two mothers. They tried to speed right past that and thought nobody was going to catch that.
Yeah,
but,
let's go past this.
When I heard that, I was like, "You've got to be fucking shitting me!" And this.
Well, I've already heard rumors of the because some people have already seen the first 4 episodes.
Yes. Yes.
And there has been rumors of pronouns being used.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out.
What a shock!
But I was watching some. Obviously, I was watching some videos on my way into work about it, and they were like, "Oh, and it's awesome that it was only 38 minutes for each one."
What?
Like, what? They're short.
How is that awesome?
How is that good? How is that
right?
a good thing? God, man, we're back to these filler episodes. There's only 6 episodes, 8 episodes.
There's only 6 episodes to it, man.
I mean,
so we got a 3-hour movie basically we're watching.
That's what it basically was. And they just cut it up into
a
series.
Let Knock finish his stuff so we can get done with the.
I think she's gonna need to plan herself a little bit more. She can't beat any of them in a straight fight. So I'm kind of interested to see how she tries to take out the other ones. Mm-hmm. Kind of thing. I think she needs to use, and that's what Sith are known for. They're not known for fighting fair.
Oh no, they're not.
So I want to. That's what I'm kind of curious about is how she's going to do it. I wish they would tone her down as far as the whole pouty, kid, come fight me.
There's so much symbolism in this. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that she's walking around with a COVID mask on is driving me nuts, dude.
And we didn't even really talk. We didn't even really mention the other sister, the quote unquote good sister.
Right. The good sister.
She's forgettable.
She's kind of bland. She's nothing.
Yeah.
It's.
You just mentioned Disney Star Wars.
I'm more intrigued. Jed, hush until we're done with this review. I'm telling you, just shut up. I'm more intrigued with Fu Manchu. I don't care about the young guy. He's retarded as far as
I like his character as I think he properly portrays the Jedi and their arrogance as a whole. I feel like he embodies that role perfectly.
Yeah, but once again, a lot of the times, you saw it in the second episode when they were coming up with a plan for the poison guy to try and find her. He puts forward a plan, and the girl says, "You're an idiot," and countermands him, and Fu Manchu says, "Right, the girl's right."
That was a little messed up, but that was the messed up on the Master's part, because a Padawan speaking that way to a Jedi Knight was wrong.
It's a running theme, my friend. If you haven't noticed it yet, it's a running theme.
Oh,
I do like Daphne's character, Daphne Keen's character, though. I think she is pretty cool. And I will say the last thing I'll say about this is I like the fight scenes. They are really going Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon on here, and I think that's the best one of the best parts.
I do. I'm a martial arts fan. Yeah, the fight scenes are pretty good so far. They are. I mean, the fight scene against the guy in the coma was kind of silly, but the one with Carrie-Anne Moss and the one against Fu Manchu was pretty cool. Fu Manchu was just letting her know she's stupid, like just owning the bitch, and I like that. I did like that part of it. There's good and bad here. The bad is really outweighing the good for me on this one.
I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence.
We'll see.
I have to say,
go ahead.
In the trailers, seeing the kung fu stuff felt so out of place for me that it's one of those things that's like, again, I just feel like that's not the game that we agreed to play.
Right.
I can go play a kung fu game, with some other storyteller.
Not in Star Wars, right? Yeah. We could.
I agree with Christopher.
But the martial arts thing is because she doesn't have a lightsaber, and she is using the Force. She does Force pushes and stuff like that during the fight.
Yeah. And she can't use a lightsaber yet, so that's why there's not lightsaber on lightsaber.
And she's constantly trying to steal the lightsaber from the Jedi she's fighting.
But she has to earn it.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
But you notice she doesn't take the lightsaber afterwards, right? Because she didn't earn it. She didn't fight. She didn't win it the proper way.
Okay, let's let them know that we're done with spoilers here. Done with spoilers. And I do have to show some things that are popping up. Some of the videos that you may or may not have seen. This one here. we've got a guy that's on the cast. Now, nobody said actors were geniuses. Nobody ever said that.
This one's a
But
complete
this
idiot.
guy, on a couple of occasions, kind of ticked off the fans. Let me reshare this so I can get audio in here. But this guy does not know anything about Star Wars lore. Well, he knows some of the names, but I don't believe he knows where to use them.
Well, Anakin just...
Hang on one second. Let me pull this
Well,
up.
Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. How many people died on that?
Anakin
Well,
killed
Anakin
the Death
just
Star.
killed-
You hear that? Anakin killed the Death Star, boys and girls.
Oh, come on. You got to know that's bait.
Right?
That's-
You got to know that part if you're... But wait, let's see if he learned anything.
I did get in trouble for this answer at Star
You
Wars
got
Con.
heat.
I got heat.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it's so funny to me because it literally, as a person who's outside and just a fan coming in,
You're not a fan, motherfucker.
what was so beautiful and interesting to me, you know, people have been talking to me online about how Darth Vader is such a bad person. It's very clear, and it's very well established from those actions. But if you can't look and see that Anakin blowing up the Death Star possibly killed millions and millions of people, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that.
Wait.
Yeah, you're going to get in trouble.
Wait.
for saying that
He hit
because
millions
it's
and
not
millions? Millions and millions?
true.
Are
Guy
you
doesn't know the difference
fucking
between
idiotic,
Luke and
dude?
Anakin.
Like,
And then we've got this headline here, boys and girls. This doesn't help it at all. The gayest Star Wars ever, apparently.
yeah, wait till you
This
hear
is
this.
from an interview with The Wrap. I can tell you what's going to happen. If this bombs, this chick is who Captain Kennedy will not be thrown under the bus. It'll be this chick right here.
And you know she was that dude that's in jail right now. That was her right hand
Right,
man.
yeah.
With that guy.
Here we go.
Because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I mean, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not the
bracing
gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the...
It's pretty gay. Let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay?
Are you,
Yes.
Well, no, I know.
Oh, we already know.
We know
this.
you're gay.
Excited
Yeah,
about
we
it?
know that
I think
already.
this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure so.
Because nerds are gay.
Yeah.
We're gay, guys. You hear that?
Oh yeah,
We're
you're gay then. Too.
Well, that's true. But in my world,
Hope you join your idiot month.
I'm glad I found out at 35 I'm gay. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gay.
I
Yeah.
don't think so, and yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly
you're offended.
into it. No,
Yeah, this is what Star Wars has
Hush.
become.
I mean, have you seen the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
and are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more
They're
outright.
droids.
Canon
They don't
that
have
R2D2
sexuality.
Is a lesbian.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ask Filoni. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And there you go. So apparently, it's going to be the gayest Star Wars ever.
And she was with Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey
And
Weinstein.
learned-
That was the
learned-
name that Jed was trying to.
I was
get us
trying to
earlier.
remember that,
Yes.
John. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
She was the one setting up the appointments for
She was
these.
Weinstein's
These
girl.
are literally these are human traffickers who are in charge. Hey, Martin.
Martin, you missed
yes,
the
you missed the
Sweeney
Sydney
spot,
Sweeney
buddy.
spot.
You missed
Yeah,
it.
you missed it.
But you can watch it on the replay. E. Clay Thomas says, "I wish I could force push sometimes when I eat too much." Jeez. He's not a fan, Jed. He's a super fan, just like one of those rungs of power.
I know, dude, Martin. I know, right?
The super fans. That's it. Oh, it's the Wookiee from episode 2. Yeah, the Wookiee. Boy, I hope they don't mess that up because a Wookiee Jedi sounds cool to me. It's never too late to discover the real you guys. Yeah, no doubt. Let's
I gotta
finish
say-
up on the Acolyte. We know the showrunner has her opinions, and I just hope this doesn't. And the fact that these twins have 2 mothers, is leading me to believe this is going to be self-inserted crap down the road. And it's
There was so many like innuendo in that sentence.
Yes, absolutely. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
But I got to tell you though, like to me, obviously, this is like that guy. That was staged. That guy got the Anakin killed the Death Star. Even the phrasing, it's all meant to bait the would-be fans because if they can't get people to talk about their story in terms of the quality, then they'll rely on fans taking that kind of bait just so they're being talked about at all.
Bad press is still press. That's
and that's and again, that's their strategy here. It's a weak strategy. It's a stupid strategy.
Yes.
But I have no doubt in my mind that wasn't deliberate, just to get people going like, oh, can you believe this idiot? It's like, you can't get that wrong on a couple of occasions. It's like, oh, you didn't hear it the first time, let me say it again.
Are you sure you're not giving them too much credit here, Chris? I mean,
that's what I'm saying, Chris. Like,
I know how they
all the
think.
shit we dealt with. You're like,
go ahead.
You got to remember, I grew up in Hollywood. I grew up around these people.
Those of you that don't know Chris, he is a movie producer. He makes his own movies. I believe the Quantum Terror is on Tubi, isn't it?
It's on Tubi, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Plex, FilmZ.
I watched it on Tubi. That's why I know it's over there.
I love Tubi.
in Bravo, sir.
I do too.
Thank you. And also, by the way, behind me, this guy right here is a practical effects in progress alien creature for my upcoming Escape from Planet Omega 12, which is a combined animation and practical effects miniatures with puppets. Science fiction movie. I am out to eat Disney Star Wars lunch.
There you go.
And mark my words, I will do it.
And he disappears.
Looking for
what perfect timing! You blinked in and out there.
Disney got
Disney is watching, and they're like, push the button on this guy.
Yeah, kill that guy.
But here's the thing, like, you know, and honestly, again, a lot of these, like, people like Harvey Weinstein and Leslie Headland, who is the assistant, like, I mean, of course, I can't back up these claims except for what I heard before all that stuff even went down. Just like I said, being in Hollywood and knowing how these people operate. A lot of these agencies, and I think we're seeing more and more come out about this now, but a lot of these agencies, you know, they weren't even 100% focused on taking advantage of aspiring actresses. They were just fronts for human trafficking, you know, prostitution and drug running. These people have a whole other side of how they make money that we never see. And we only hear about a little bit. And it's, you know, and the fact that she's been put in front of the camera like this, Leslie Headland, and saying, this is my show, I wrote this. And you're going, like, where did all this money go into this project? How did they spend so much money on it? It's because there's, like, again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I'm alleging here. I'm not saying that this is true. But my money is on this. It doesn't matter if this show is a failure. They knew it was going to be a failure from the start. There's other stuff going on that this is a front for. And it's been that way before Harvey Weinstein, and it continues on that way without him. And if it's successful, you guys seen the movie, the Mel Brooks movie, The Producers?
Yes.
If it's successful, if it somehow miraculously accidentally made a ton of money for them, they'd be shitting their pants because suddenly they'd have to account for every.
For it. Yeah. Then we can't just write it off. We have to account for all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's like, to me, it's like, like I said, I'm not going to watch it because I know the people making it, you know, it's like, it is fun to, and it's educational as someone who wants to create good stories to watch bad content sometimes. Yeah. But again, this is like, their whole psychosis, their own whole narcissism, their whole sociopathic way of thinking is, if we can, you know, shake the foundations of truth so people cannot orient themselves, then we can take advantage of them in any way they want, because a person that can orient themselves can see the truth, and a person that can see the truth doesn't need people like this. So they are dependent on destroying everything that we care about, everything that we, because stories are, and this is something I wanted to ask about
Give us the Reader's
is
Digest version because I got to move on soon.
okay. I'll just say this because I got to go soon too.
Yeah.
When you were watching this show, did you feel, and if you don't have kids, I have kids, but I connect with my kids over stuff. They show me shows they like and we watch them together, and it gives us a context and a new vocabulary that helps us relate to each other as parent and child.
Yeah.
And that's what children's entertainment, good children's entertainment does too. It's not just written for the children, it's written for the adults as well. So they have a context.
Looney Tunes did that well.
I always bring up Shrek. Yeah, go ahead.
So, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. So when watching The Acolyte, do you get the sense that there's any of that there, or it's just a self-report through the characters, unintentional because these people don't understand that they can self-report through the stories they tell,
right?
Of petulant individuals who want to alienate everyone from one another. So it's an us against them attitude.
It does feel like a troll a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
to kill off one of the people that people have been looking forward to. They kill her off in the first 5 minutes. They've got that speed bump in there about 2 moms. I mean, there's a whole lot of subtext in here that many people may not even notice, but those of us that pay attention do.
So I'll leave you with that because I do have to go, and I always appreciate you letting me drop in and out because I'm so busy.
My brother. I love you to death. I always love you bringing it. And Martin likes your alien doggo, my friend. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Martin. Martin's such a supporter of mine. I appreciate him, and Dust Wolfen. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you.
Christopher, I would love to talk to you because I kind of grew up. Oh, he bounced. Okay. Christopher, I would like to talk to you if you finally get a hold of me because I kind of grew up around in Hollywood too. So I know what you're talking about on some things that we can't talk about on air.
Okay. I'll tell you this really quick, and please feel free to reach out to me anytime. While we've been talking, Shinosky's been messaging me. I'm going to talk to him this weekend. But I will say this: since I've moved out of Hollywood, and I did a long time ago, I saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Over a decade ago. But now that more and more people are leaving and making contact with me, people have got some hair-raising stories that they never dared tell while they were in the system.
This is why I want to talk to you.
Yeah. So anyway, gentlemen, I'll leave you with those thoughts. Joe, I always appreciate you, man, my man, my
I'm putting your link I'm putting your link on Twitter in the chat now. You guys go check him out. Go check out his movie. Everywhere you can see it, the Quantum Terror, and he's in the middle of making the next one.
Yes, please go watch his
independent
movie.
filmmakers. You have got to support them. Thank you so much for being here, Chris. You take care of yourself, brother. Okay. Yeet, my brother. Yeet. That's right. Give it up. Yes. All right. Jed, I know you've been dying to say what you think. Go for it, man. So we can.
Christopher actually said a lot of what I wanted to say.
Yeah, okay.
Right there. I agree with Christopher on everything that was there.
Yeah.
Like it just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's obvious the people running the show there are like they've got their own agendas, man.
He basically said what I was going to say about Weinstein and everything else. So.
Okay. John, you got anything else to say about The Acolyte before we move on to the next show here?
Yeah, we spoiled a shit ton for you, so you're welcome.
He knew we were going to spoil it. He knew
reason to watch it if the person I was going to watch it for dies in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's.
It looks like, from what I've seen for some of the steals, we're going to see her again through some flashbacks. But she does get whacked in the first 5 minutes of the show. which kind of sucked for me. I was watching it for her, really. I really was. So, but anyway, that Knock. You got anything else you want to say about the Acolyte?
No. I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna keep trying. I am curious.
I explained to people earlier. My God, Knock, I love you, and you are OCD when it comes to Star Wars. You've got to know every inch of it. I know you're gonna watch it.
And I'll give it my honest opinion as I have. This one, it doesn't have like I mentioned in the text today, it feels like you could put this story in any universe and it'd be whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like someone wrote this script and then included Star Wars in it. They didn't think of Star Wars and then write this script,
Right,
kind of thing.
right, yeah.
And
It's a revenge
so
story, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, yeah. I really hope they tone down some of the
Yeah.
the character. I hope that doesn't become a thing. I am curious to find out if this is actually part of the Sith lineage. I'm not convinced it is.
Yeah.
Completely.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it's the Darth Bane line, because if that's the thing, if
God,
that's,
let's hope not. You're right. We don't want to. We don't want to see that this is part of another lineage. Yes, I know exactly where you're coming from. Yes.
Because there's a chance that we could see Darth Plagueis, the real line.
Don't. No.
Let's hope that what they said about
that's what I'd
this,
want. I just don't think this is it.
Let's hope that what they said at the beginning was true. You don't have to know anything about Star Wars to watch this and enjoy it. So hopefully it's totally detached from all of that.
Well, it's.
But anyway, okay. That's enough about
Clay did say something. Disney makes up its own lore.
What did he say? What did he say?
He's true about that.
Disney makes up their own lore. Well, that's what Christopher just... That's the Reader's Digest of what Christopher was just ranting about.
What's wrong with the 7th season of Clone Wars, Martin? I don't know if you've never seen Clone Wars, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I would always recommend watching the last part of the 7th season, because it is the most epic. Even if you're not a fan of anime, it is the most epic part of Star Wars there is.
Wow, really?
It sets up the original movies really awesome.
The end of the 7th season, is that the
end
last
of the 7th
season?
That's the last season of Clone Wars, yes. And it's such an epic the two episodes in particular at the end.
Okay.
Like the whole season's really good. It's a really short season. I think it's only like.
All right, boys and girls, we got to rush through the rest of this today because we talked about the Acolyte, and I knew we were going to, though, because it's a polarizing subject. It is. Yeah. You've got, and we're all passionate about it. We all love Star Wars, but some of us are just getting really fed up with them injecting their own bullshit into it. It's really getting old. Okay, the next one, and I'm looking forward to this, and I've got to actually watch season 3. I haven't watched season 3 yet, and season 4 is upon us already, man.
But hey, Joe, I'm sorry. Before we go too far into the boys, I meant to ask you, how are you doing on your Game of Thrones?
Oh, we're into House of the Dragon. We're 3 episodes into it.
So you finished Game of Thrones?
We finished Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah, he told me this.
We were totally wrapped up in it. Loved it. Loved it.
So what'd you think of the ending?
Though, the end of it, okay. Just real quick, guys. Those of you that watch the channel know this already, but those that are just tuning in, I didn't watch Game of Thrones when it came out. I'm not really into my fantasy having tits, ass, and blood all over it. It's just not my thing. But I have to say the show was completely engrossing. It was some of the greatest storytelling I've ever seen on screen. It was fantastic. The 7th season that I've heard so many people rant about it just being a complete collapse of the show, I don't see it that way. I think that parts of it are bad, but parts of it would have been the same no matter what, I think. For instance, I don't think the sister that was sitting on as the Guardian of the North would have ever given that up, no matter if her brother and the Targaryen got together and reigned. I think she still would have kept the North to herself for her family name. I think that wouldn't have changed, no matter what the outcome. I did not like the fact that the blonde Targaryen chick wiped out an entire city of innocents. It was completely out of character, if you ask me. She was the breaker of chains. She was leading people to freedom, and she destroyed an entire city of innocents. I did not. Yeah, that was kind of dumb to me. I didn't like that at all.
That actually made sense because the whole thing about the Targaryens is they go mad.
They go mad. Well, yeah, and my wife pointed that out too. But I was like, it just.
The other thing was the fact that they ran out of source material too, because the fucker won't ever.
Well, yeah, we know that. We know that. But the other thing I didn't like about it was Jon Snow going back to the fucking wall. What the fuck do they need to be on the wall now for? There's nothing out there. They destroyed it. What do they even need to man the wall for anymore?
I don't even remember him going back to the wall.
He went back to the wall.
But, they're doing another series with him. So I guess we'll find out.
Okay, I'm going to ask again. And you guys were dead silent when I said it. What does he need to go back to the wall for?
I don't know you know either, because I was like, we already talked about this before the show, Joe.
I mean,
There's still old stuff that lives past the wall.
You know what? The one thing that was missing in this show to me was, because it's obviously magical. If you can kill one guy and wipe out an entire army, that's some kind of magic that was put on the Night King. Okay? He's either a warlock from the past or something like that died but can't die or some shit like that, right? Yeah. And we didn't get any of that. If there was anything missing from that show, it's that. And
yes, I agree.
To what you just said, John, now I can understand him going back to the wall. You know, maybe there's something out there that can get that army started again, because they beat them back once before, right?
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why they put the wall up. So maybe it could be elemental. I don't know. But they didn't really clarify that for us in the end of that. But I really didn't like the Targaryen. And I'll tell you something else I didn't like. I didn't like Jaime going back to Homegirl. I mean, at some point you've got to get over that chick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's your sister and everything. I can understand him going back trying to save her, but not, you know.
He should have went with the huge girl, the big girl.
Yeah,
it was so
her heart, man.
It was so funny. Getting the text from Joe about the biggest parts of the series, the Red Wedding, which just everybody went nuts for that.
I knew it was coming, and it was still brutal. I was like, "Holy fuck!" My wife was like, "Holy shit! What the hell?"
The fight between what's his name in the mountain, where he's winning, and then he, Pedro Pascal in the mountain.
Oh yeah, and then Pedro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's just what are you doing,
shut
man?
up, and I was like, you know what, this guy's about to fuck him up.
I was like, oh, can you please just do something to him, and he gets fucked.
We got we got a little munchkin in there. Who we got there, John? Who is that? Who is that, buddy?
This is Arlo.
Ah, okay.
Hey there, little guy.
What are you doing, man? What's going on the screen, bro? I'll wave at you.
Hi there.
Good to see you. But yeah, I enjoyed the show, guys. I thought it was awesome. The ending, yeah, I understand why people thought it was kind of bad. It did get kind of bummer. I mean, it was really bummer, the whole time.
I just think they picked the dumbest character to give the kingdom to.
I don't think so. That was a good choice.
I hated his character the whole series. The whole series, I hated that kid. I didn't care about his storyline at all. No, the whole three-eyed raven thing.
That was one of my favorite parts of it.
I didn't care for it. I thought it was kind of cool he could take over things, but other than that, I didn't give a shit about his entire storyline.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, what was amazing, I was sitting there watching it with Rhonda, and, she's a big Walking Dead fan, and I said, man, we're watching this kid grow up just like we did Carl on The Walking Dead. He had so many growth spurts between seasons, it wasn't even funny, man.
Oh, yeah. That's the reason why they were having problems.
Yep. Okay, so... yeah, that's my thoughts on Game of Thrones. But let's get back into stuff that's coming. We got The Boys season 4.
I can't wait for that.
I don't know who Singer Newman is, but apparently, if I had to imagine, this guy's got to be a bad guy, right?
Yes,
I would imagine.
And he's got some superpower.
Okay, all right, okay.
I'm guessing. I have no idea. I don't have any idea.
Right.
We're just guessing.
This one starts on June 13th. It's just around the corner.
Nice.
Okay, so if you follow the comic books, which they've kind of gone off from the comic books, they've gone off the rail. They've separated themselves from the comic books.
Good.
So.
Yeah. Don't spoil anything. I've told you about spoilers, bro. I'm telling you. Don't do it while Knox around. He will lose his mind. Okay. Then you got Bridgerton season 3, part 2.
Dude, women are going ridiculous over this fucking show.
Yes, they are.
They are.
I may have to watch it with my wife. Yeah.
So there's a scene in the season. I've never even watched the show, but I know about the carriage scene in season 3, and it's just making women go freaking mental. Like they show the graph of like the amount of hours on Netflix for this show. It's like in the millions.
Yeah,
just for that, like season 3, and most of it's probably because of that carrot scene.
I only got to watch the first season because I had to watch it with somebody. But first season, I was like, hey, that's not too bad.
Now, what is this about, guys?
It's a medieval period piece because I did literally watch the first season.
Yeah, it's
Okay, it's something I could get into then, because
dude,
believe it or
has-
not, I am actually into
Okay.
the Jane Austen novels that have been made into
Oh,
movies.
dude, it's like Jane Austen with steroids.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right, I might have to check it out then.
And there's fights, there's all this other stuff in it. It's actually kind of good.
Yeah. Now, no spoilers for me on this, please, because I haven't finished first season of House of
definitely
Dragon,
not.
But
yeah, I'm not.
But I'm liking it so far. I'm actually intrigued to watch it because my favorite comic book character is going to be played by one of the people in it. Millie Alcock is the girl that plays the princess in this one is going to be Supergirl, and my God, she's short.
Mm-hmm.
She's a dwarf. Good Lord, almost dwarven like short. It's crazy, but she's a good little actress. I'm liking it so far. Let's see. Eagle Thomas says, "Grrr!" You must be talking about Bridgerton, yeah. But let me point something out, though. I can't believe you didn't point it out, but I'm going to point it out to Knock real quick. That's season 3, part 2, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The thing you love, a season.
Oh yeah. I mean, this. I don't think it was that far apart though. I think they've been doing these parters, but they're not putting them out a year in between. They're doing like a couple months.
It took them, I think, a year or two for that part 2 to come out.
Yeah.
Like, it took them a long time.
It's not it's okay. I stand corrected. I don't watch that show, so I don't care. But
yeah, so.
You're right. No,
we got House of the Dragon season 2.
Yeah.
Now you guys tell me, was season 1 good? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It being a prequel to Game of Thrones, does it live up to the hype?
I didn't like season 1. I bolted middle of the season.
Did you? Okay.
Of the first season.
Yeah, so that means all his concerns are invalidated. But anyways,
no. I saw the first 3, 4, 5 episodes.
No, you missed some good stuff, and especially with the brother. The brother of the king is the baddest ass character.
He seems to be the guy that's going to be the problem.
God, their dragon armor is everything. Like when I make
it's
a character,
sweet, isn't it? Look, when I saw the first joust scene when he had it on, I was like, "Wow, that's wicked. That is Darth Vader level friggin'."
If they had that in DCUO, I would have been wearing that armor.
You'd have been wearing that all the time, wouldn't you?
Unsurprisingly, I've read the book.
Yeah,
that it's based on. So
right.
Now this one,
is it a finished book? Please tell me it's a finished book they're doing this off.
Yeah, it's pretty much finished because it's a book. It's basically a book about the history of the Targaryen.
Yeah. Well, the thing about prequels that they're hit and miss. Sometimes they can be good. Sometimes they're, who cares? The one I always bring up is from Underworld. The third movie, The Rise of the Lycans. Yeah. We knew where this guy was going and everything, but man, what a great story that was, how he got there, man, and why he wanted to stop the vampires and everything. It was a great story to me. I thought it was fantastic.
Unfortunately, I went and I actually saw that movie in theaters, but unfortunately I don't remember much of the movie because I was with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we were not watching the movie.
So. You weren't watching the movie. Gotcha. But that's a good thing.
That was the young 20s there, so it was not watching a movie. So
there's nothing wrong with going to a movie and not seeing it. But anyway, I'm liking it so far. I'm 3 episodes in. We're going to watch another one before I do my gaming stream tonight while I'm eating, and try and get 2 in. But we want to get it done before. I think the date is the 12th for this one. No, it's the 16th.
Now, Joe, for this one, I do got to warn you, and I don't know if you already know this, but there is a time jump halfway through the season. This was known before the series came out.
I kind of figured that out because they show Millie Alcock's character being a lot older. Later on.
There's time jump, but when they go halfway through the season, she's too old to play that part.
Right.
So they switch actresses to the other actors.
I figured.
And this was all known before the show even came out. So it was prepared.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. They also recast a part in the original Game of Thrones. There was a guy with the
Dario.
It was Dario. Yeah.
It's the guy that was
the mercenary.
The mercenary bunch.
They recasted it. They recasted
Sons or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was shocked by that. I really was. I was like, wow, this must be the same guy, And I was glad to see that. I'm never opposed to recasting. They're actors. They're
No, they
playing
picked a good guy. They
Yeah,
picked
they
a good
did.
guy.
It's
They
kind of
picked a
like in
fantastic
Bewitched,
actor.
where you had Darren and
If
then you
anything,
had Darren's
yeah, exactly.
replacement.
If anything, they didn't. He didn't pull off the arrogance the guy had, as
Yeah.
well as the original actor. I don't think. But as far as his heart being, with the girl and everything, yeah, I thought that was great.
By the way,
So-
I always love. Some shows do this. They didn't do it in Game of Thrones, but I always like the. Hey, did you change your hair color?
Right.
And that's the show's like acknowledgement that they changed characters.
Right. Make Some Noise season 3. I don't know what this is. I have no clue.
Oh, it's
Where
on
to
Dropout.
watch? Dropout TV. I don't even know what that is.
I've never
Okay.
even heard of.
I've
What
never
is
even
it?
heard of that.
Funny shows on
Okay.
the streaming platform. Game changer. Make Some Noise. Laugh a minute. Whose line is it anyway? Okay. I could watch that. I
It's
love
an
Whose Line
improv
Is It
show.
Anyway?
I know which one,
One of
that is.
my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
Whose
So
Line?
hey, we might want to check this out. I don't even know what Dropout TV is though. Good lord. Okay, and then we got The Bear season 3. Now
I
this
want to
got a
watch
lot
this
of
someday.
awards last week.
Yeah.
We might want to check this out. It's about a guy that owns a restaurant. And
What's his name? Something White. Alan White. That guy's cool. I like that guy.
Jeremy Allen White. He's the chef in it. Yeah. And then we've got Dimensions 20. Never Stop Blowing Up. I don't know what that's about.
Dropout TV. Of course,
Yeah,
Dropout TV. Who made this list?
Right.
This is obviously paid advertising right here.
We've also got Batman Caped Crusader,
Yeah.
a new animated Batman.
What does Harley Quinn
Prime.
look
Ooh,
bad?
Prime
Prime.
Video. Okay.
And here's the thing. It's got
Actually, I
a
don't think
big
that's Harley Quinn,
mountain
that's
decline
Judy.
living up
Punch and
to.
Judy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think that's Harley Quinn. I think that's Judy from Punch and Judy.
It probably is. Yeah, there's green in there, and that's her color, I think. But it's got a huge mountain decline because the animated series of Batman is considered by many the greatest animated superhero
Yeah,
series.
and the second and third is Justice League and Superman in the animated series.
And here's my thing: did Conroy work on this? I wonder.
I wonder if
Announced
he
in
did.
2021, canned in 2022, so he might have done the voice.
This may be the
Yeah.
last thing. They said he had one more thing that he put his voice to. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see if his name's in there. I don't see his name in there, but we'll check it out on August 1st on Prime. Batman Caped Crusader, and then we've got Umbrella Academy season.
At
4.
last, they're getting into.
I
it
have
at last.
not seen season 3 yet. I haven't
You
even.
need
finished
to watch
season 2.
that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying I haven't had the time. It's not
Yeah.
that I'm not interested. I am a fan. I love the guy that plays the gorilla dude, the half man, half
Yeah.
gorilla guy. Matter of fact, I recognized him in Game of Thrones. In he gets burnt up in the first episode, doesn't he? Of the House of Dragon, or no, he's the one that gets burnt up by the Targaryen in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's Sam's father gets killed, and he's Sam's brother, right? Yeah, it's the same actor. Yeah.
Hey, so
I'm a
just
fan.
real quick.
Yeah.
Look at it. Just looking it up. Kevin Conroy did not record a voice for Caped
He
Crusaders.
didn't?
They were
Oh.
hoping to, but he passed away before he could.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's see. But yeah, I need to catch up on Umbrella Academy. So we can
I
check it out.
tried season 1 and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
could not do it.
They need to stop with this end of the world bullshit on.
It's
this-
abstract. It's a very abstract show.
You know.
A lot of.
Voice is a better series.
Let me tell you one of the things that, and coming back to Game of Thrones, since I haven't really been able to talk about it, one of the things
Yeah.
I loved about the Game of Thrones was
We might have to
that
do a
you
show
had
for
this
it.
entire family that was scattered across the
Yes.
world, and you kept like one of the things we were just on our on pins and needles about was whenever you remember they had the guy north of the wall that was fucking all of his daughters and giving the kids up to the fucking Night King, right?
Yeah.
So he could
Yeah.
build his army. And you remember whenever the attack comes on that place when they try and kill Brandon, right? And
Yeah.
Jon Snow's there, and it just killed us that he couldn't let him know he was alive. You know what I mean? That he had to keep
So
going.
close yet so far.
So
yeah.
close. He's right there. He
Yes.
could see him, and he couldn't say anything.
It was the same thing with Arya, getting to
Yeah.
and then the Red Wedding happens. Like,
So
what
good.
the hell? So
Such
close.
great long-term storytelling. You don't get that out of Umbrella Academy. You don't get that. It's very scattershot. It's very strange. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not epic like that Game of Thrones.
And like
because the same thing. These guys get blown all over the place through time, really, and they come back together.
And the same thing with Umbrella Academy. They went away from the comic book too.
Well, there you go. That can be the downfall. You get away from that source material.
Yeah, that's the reason why I
the last one we got here is, and I keep hearing about this show, and I love good comedy. And
it's on Hulu.
We're going to have to check it out. We're fixing to get season 4 of Only Murders in the Building coming up on Hulu August 27th. Have you guys watched this show yet at all?
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes and I couldn't get into it.
I am a huge fan of the guy on the right. I will watch anything that Steve
I wanted to watch it because it had both of them in it because I love both of them, but I couldn't get into the show.
Yeah. So that's the TV shows we've got this year.
John's got one, I think.
Okay, what you got, bro?
On the 26th of this month, the new Orphan Black series drops.
Orphan Black. Yeah, I did see that on another list. I did see that one on another list. Now, what is Orphan Black about?
Orphan Black is the one that starred the woman who played She-Hulk.
Okay, but what's it about? That's what I'm saying.
She's got clones.
Oh, really?
And it's from the BBC, so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds cool.
By the way,
Matsalani's her last name, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. First season was okay, but then it went woke in season 2. He must be talking about Umbrella Academy, right? Yeah.
Which one you talked about, Clay?
I think he's talking about Umbrella Academy.
Now, Cobra Kai also comes out in July. Unfortunately,
yes, I cannot
you
wait
want to
for
talk
that.
about parts? You want to talk about parts, Joe? They're doing this in 3 parts.
No,
1 in July.
Wait,
5 episodes in July, 5 episodes in November, and the last 5 episodes sometime in 2025.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Yeah, July's got some good stuff coming out because Hit Monkey and Futurama both come out too.
Now, Hit Monkey, I saw that. Does that have to do with the character in Marvel Comics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That'll be interesting. Okay, boys and girls. He was talking about Only Murders.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is right about that.
Okay, so I do have one other series. It was in the pop culture thing, but I couldn't find a good place for it, so I just dropped it back to here. We now know that we're going to get 7 episodes of the 2nd season of Last of Us. And if you read this article on Deadline, you'll find out that this is going to be Okay, how do I say this? They're going through the 2nd game, but it's going to take them a few seasons. They say it may take up to 3 to do it. Right.
Wow.
They're
Good.
gonna do 7
So they're not going to get rid of Joel. They're going to probably get rid of Joel within the. I would laugh if they did it.
Well, they're saying that the story has some natural breaking points. In other words, they did 7 episodes and felt like that was a good breaking point for it. And then they're going to do the 2nd season, and they feel like they may need a 3rd season just to get, in other words, a 4th season.
So it just depends when they're going to kill Joel off.
Yeah. Something tells me
No. He's done the first episode.
He's probably dead in the first episode.
There's no reason to prolong that one.
What I'm looking forward to is this. If they expand Joel's role in the flashbacks, then that will keep me intrigued. And I think they're going to have to. Don't you knock?
One of the things that we always asked for was a DLC of Joel and his brother when they were younger.
Right.
During the Firefly
Let's see
days.
some of those
If they do a flashback with that, like a whole episode of just a flashback of him and Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we would cream our pants.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, but anyway, I wanted to let you know that that article's up on Deadline. You can. It's a lot of mishmash. Neil Druckmann, he likes to fucking bloviate, but.
He blows shit out of his own ass.
Definitely, it's definitely in the works, and they have got good plans for it, apparently. So
Druckmann thinks his own farts.
I know. Yeah, he's a Nimrod.
He's
What do you got there, Knock? What do you got?
Well, I'm still looking at your list sucked apparently because
Yes,
there's a lot we're
apparently
skipping.
so, because I did see this one on.
But I think we discussed this one though. I
Yes.
think we discussed this is Those Are About to Die, and it's July 18th. So I mean,
Yep.
and this is Peacock.
That's
Which,
on
in
Peacock.
case you guys didn't know, Peacock is doing a deal for $20 for 1 year. I went ahead and did it, so I don't have to worry about it come NFL season.
That's
so,
right.
$20 for the year. So.
Yep. That's a good deal if you ask me. 20 for a year.
Oh, and the number one movie on the number one movie on Peacock right now is gosh, I'm so sorry.
You can do it, buddy. I have faith in you.
You can do it.
The Magical Negroes movie.
Yes.
That's number one.
that was number one.
Yeah. I'm not just because that's where me and Kay watch Charmed at is on Peacock. There's
Yeah,
no
Charmed
other...
is great. Charmed.
I actually think I'm going to go ahead and watch it too and give you guys a review.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's cheese. It's CW
It's
cheese.
so
But you know what's
bad.
cheese? With 3 hot chicks. Actually, you got like 2.5 hot chicks in the first 5 seasons before, or maybe 4 seasons before Prue's gone. And then
don't say too much because
Rose
Kay's in the
McGowan.
chat.
Yes. Okay.
The
So
one that's there.
let's see. We got this one right here. I did want to point out. I'm glad you picked this one up because I did see this is coming out, and Roland Emmerich is behind this, guys.
Yeah.
He is the producer of it. So,
Dude, I would love
if you're a
he
fan
would...
of Roland Emmerich, dude, yeah, it's gonna have gladiators and all that shit. So,
Dude, I wish he would bring back the Librarian because that was a good show.
I heard they are.
Oh, I love that.
The
show,
Librarians,
John. Yeah.
with Rebecca Romaine in it, yeah.
I wish
don't
they
know
would
if
bring
she's
that back.
coming back for it, but they're supposed to do the bring the
That
Librarian.
show was so good.
It's gonna center around the guy that was on.
While you think of that, Eclay wants to know if that's the ad-free version there.
So I watched when I started the movie. I didn't see any ads.
Let me
so I
go.
believe so.
I'm pulling it up right now. Just a second.
Okay. While you guys are doing all that, I'm going to go ahead and get into the movies because we're up against the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
I knew we were going to talk about the Acolyte, but look, guys, it's not a very good month for movies anyway. I'm telling you.
Joe. Just put
okay.
it
What
up
do you
so
got here?
everybody can see.
What do you got here?
There
Pick
it
a
is.
Plan. Okay. 20. Yeah, there it is. But let's see. Have Peacock account, but don't have a premium or plus plan. This doesn't tell me what I need to know.
It's called The Librarians, the next chapter, and it's supposed to air Thursdays right after Superman and Lois.
Really?
Dude, that's
a
going to
good
be
spot for it because
and
that's a good show. That's a popular
It centers
show.
around Christian Kane's character.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
for that.
Jacob, I think, was.
Okay, because Superman and Lois is freaking awesome.
There you go. Okay, the movies this month, guys. We've got
Bad Boys 4.
Bad Boys Ride or Die. Is anybody
not a whole lot
interested in
this
that
month.
movie?
Not really.
I'm not.
Yeah, there's
I
myself.
may see it, I may see it on streaming. But
It's yeah, 2 guys yelling.
They need to stop at Bad Boys. That third one was
If you're
so
into horror,
bad.
they've got The Watchers with Dakota Fanning. I saw her today on who was it? Kelly Clarkson's show, I think it was. She was on there. Then we've got
Inside Out.
yes, Inside Out is the movie that Disney is putting out.
Oh,
this
do you
month.
know they're gonna wokeify this? She's in her teenage years now.
Yeah,
this is gonna
anxiety
be.
becomes the new.
This could
is
get
the new
scary.
emotion.
It's
This
gonna
one
get
could-
scary.
What'd you say the
man.
new emotion is?
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Well,
It's
teenagers do
gonna be
have anxiety.
so
I'm wondering what some of the other ones are going to be. That's the thing.
Horny.
Right? Oh, man. Thomas says the Librarian sucked. But, hey, to each their own.
Wait, which version of the Librarian?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
'cause
been a few,
different
man.
versions.
There's been a few of them. Okay, so the next one we've got coming out, there was 5 that I highlighted. You got Firebrand. Let's see, a lot of movies, but these are smaller productions.
I heard a lot about Ghostlight.
Have you?
Up there, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I haven't
who
heard
knows?
anything about it.
But Bike
Bike
Riders
Riders,
is
yeah.
next on my list.
Yes,
and
I heard a lot about
I'm
this.
almost, we showed and then we've got what is Russell Crowe's thing with exorcisms all of a
I
sudden?
don't know.
Is he an old man trying to get into heaven by fighting evil? What
Dude,
is the
he's
deal
been
here?
doing a lot of exorcism stuff lately.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I just don't.
Well, he's done the Pope's Exorcist in this. I mean, can't remember a third one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just they're kind of close together. First of all, John.
Yeah, that's true.
and I know they don't have anything to do with each other, but it seems strange to me. These making things in the same genre. Who knows? Maybe that's his niche now. Who knows? And then at the end of the month, we got two going head to head. One's a prequel. This one is going to be, from what I understand, we keep hearing different things. I heard the other day this is going to be a 4-part saga. Good movie. Open Range is really good. So I'm looking forward to her.
Dude, they're doing The Quiet Place Day 1.
Yeah.
That
looks good though.
That's the one I was going to bring up next. A Quiet Place Day 1. It's the actual invasion of the monsters that wipe out the humans on the planet. So,
okay.
That's what this is. It's the actual invasion.
That may be interesting.
Yeah, it's day 1. It's when they arrive, and so should be interesting. I mean, this is one that has slipped through the cracks on me. Of course, I don't get to watch much horror stuff because Foxy doesn't do it. She doesn't like horror. So
yeah, neither does
this
Kay.
is one that I'm going to have to catch up with away from home. Probably watch it when I'm at work or something late at night.
My little niece loves these movies.
Really?
She's
How old
10
is she?
now. She's 10 now. And
Yeah.
she saw them when they, I guess a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
She saw the first and second one a couple of years ago, and she loves these movies.
Wow, man. That's cool, man. That's cool. Look, I grew up on horror. I mean, I could.
Yeah, me too.
Phantasm's one of my favorite movies ever to this day. Halloween,
awesome.
all of that stuff, dude.
Evil Dead.
I mean, yeah, Evil Dead's great. I'm more of a Cronenberg fan. I loved Scanners and The Brood, and everything he made back then was wild, man. I mean, a lot of people got turned on to him whenever he made The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, but he was making movies way before that, man, that I was into big time. It was so funny. I remember we had a sleepover. A buddy of mine named John came over, and we had never seen Friday the 13th, the original. And it was, when HBO was a box on top of your TV set, and all you did was flip a switch,
And you
right?
you had to have somebody go up there and change it for
Right.
you. We had no remote.
And
you had to punch a number.
He
on
came
the
over,
box.
and we set up in the living room. We got some popcorn. We were ready to get the shit scared out of us, and we laughed for an hour and a half watching.
Yeah,
it was so damn funny, man. It wasn't even
first-
scary. You know what I
The
mean?
first movie is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, I love that stuff. I'm
And
looking forward-
here's a funny fact: the first Jason movie didn't even have Jason in it.
No, yeah.
It was
for
his
sure.
mother.
Yeah, it was his mom killing everybody. Knock, what do you got there, brother? What you got?
I guess this was for Eclay here. So this is the now. I did the $20, but it is a $60 normally for the Peacock here. And so it looks like for the movies, because I checked out some movies. The movies don't have commercials, but the TV shows do.
Okay.
And so for that, you have the plus option, which gets rid of the ads. So
And it's
which
just
is an extra $6.
$6 a month. Yeah, that can add up. Yeah, for sure.
So
there
there
you
is
go.
an ad-free movie or ad-free option, but yeah, you got to pay extra.
He was saying all of them about the librarians. He is not a fan.
Yeah, this is another like $80 a year. Yeah. pretty much,
Okay.
70, 80 bucks.
So there you go, Eclay. It looks
Yeah,
like
so
your
you got that,
movies
bro.
are commercial free, but the other ones aren't.
At least the ones I checked out. I can't say for sure if it's all of them, but the
We're
ones
gonna
I
have
saw.
to do a show one of these days about the free streaming services that are out there.
Because
And Eclay says thank you, Knock. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a show on the free services because there's a lot of good
Pluto
ones.
has the
I
Godzilla
mentioned
channel.
Tubi earlier.
Enough said.
And what'd you say, John? I'm sorry.
Pluto has the Godzilla channel. Enough said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a Godzilla channel.
Pluto has
They've got a bunch of shit. I go to sleep with Pluto on every day.
Yeah, me too.
I go to sleep
They
with
have
Cop
Mystery
on.
Science Theater. They have Rift Rex. They have Godzilla. They have Doctor Who. I go to sleep with Doctor Who in my background or Rift Tracks every night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, have you watched the new Doctor Who yet?
Oh fuck that new Doctor Who bullshit.
Look at Knock. He's trying to trip his finger right before we get out of here, man. Oh man.
I hear that new one's a
Any
hoot.
hesitation. There was no hesitation there.
It's funny. It's funny that Knock mentions that because
Yeah.
I know he's, God love him. Knock loves Star Wars so much. He wants
Yeah.
it to be good. He really does, and he's willing to suffer through this stuff. But we do have to give it to Star Wars. They don't get as out front with some of this stuff as Doctor Who has. Holy
Dude, they
shit.
totally killed Doctor Who. They buried that fucker so far underground he can't regenerate no more.
I would direct you guys. I would direct you guys to go see Gary Nerdrotic's newest video about the new Star Wars thing. It's just a clip on his daily channel from the
Yeah,
Real
dude.
BBC. Go check that out because they talk about Doctor Who. They talk about the Acolyte, and it is funny shit. You need to go check that out. And my wife was checking it out this morning when I was watching the video, the one I was showing you earlier, Jed. And oh my God, she was like, "Really? They did that to Doctor Who?" Because her son is a huge Doctor Who fan. And I said, "Yeah." I said the Timeless Children. That's why they had a female Doctor, and now they've got a black gay one.
I will say the Timeless Children was more lethal than the Last Jedi.
Yes, it totally friggin' screwed that.
They totally, and that's hard to say because I love both of them. But if you weigh how much they fucked up, the BBC fucked up worse than fucking Disney did.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Okay, boys and girls. Now that we've kept Jed in check for the end of the show, even though Knock tried to get him with that.
Still mouth off. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Anybody need to share anything before we get out of here? Because you know what I'm covering. Is there anything, John? Are you doing anything outside of what I'm going to show that you need to talk about? Okay.
Nope.
Jed, you got anything upcoming you need to talk about?
I'm trying to put
still got things in the works, or
I'm still trying to put that one thing together. If not, we're gonna do something else before I move. So.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Go ahead.
One last thing.
Yeah.
The Acolyte budget is $180 million total.
Yeah, and I think that's Knock.
That's what Christopher was saying.
Hang on. I think it was for 2 seasons too. I think they've already done 2 seasons of this.
It said for 8. It said for 8 episodes.
8 episodes. Really?
I know they're planning a second one, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it.
Okay.
I'm
well, we'll see what happens, man. Knock. I'm going to stick with you for a little bit on this, because I do want to see what could make a Jedi want to fucking off himself. I mean, Jedis operate on hope, man. That whole thing didn't agree with me at all, dude. I was just like, what the fuck?
That was ridiculous when Joe showed it to me. I was like, oh hell no, that's bullshit. Nah.
But anyway, we'll talk about it next week. The next episode, we'll talk about it and see what happens. But anyway, boys and girls, let me let you know what's going on with the channel before we get out of here. Of course, you're watching State of the Atmosphere. That's our pop culture show. It's actually, guys, there's 2 shows I look forward to every week. This is one. The other one is the one I do with my brother. But I'm actually doing it with brothers here too, because I've known these guys for a long time. I love chewing the fat with them. And we've got one rule. We don't knock people for what they like. So we have a good time with each other. And you need to come check it out, especially for the Sweeney spot. If you missed that, go watch it on the replay.
Dude, go look at her. She was in like some skeevy shit.
We dig the chick that's ruling the world in Hollywood right now.
And we're all praying that the Star Wars spot is true.
Yes, we all hope that today's news, the Star Wars spot, will be true.
Dude, okay, Knock, if they cast her as Mara Jade and all she had to do
I don't
was
care
dye
what
her hair
role
red.
it is.
What?
He said I don't care what it is, and you just said Mara Jade, and I'm a redhead fan. Yeah. Do it. What?
Oh,
you know what?
I'm all for it. I was just saying.
One of the things that was brought up in the video I was watching earlier today, it said it was somebody talking about how I think it was Midnight Edge did a video about the Acolyte, and one of the interviews said that the Star Wars fans cannot be satisfied, And Midnight's Edge said, no, they can be satisfied. There was plenty of lore that Disney threw out the door that people would have loved to see as movies. All they had to do was make it. And he put up a picture of the Thrawn trilogy and all this other stuff. And,
Yeah.
He said
Shadows of
all
the
they had to do was turn that
Empire.
into movies.
Yeah.
So no, we are not people that are unsatisfiable. No, that is not right.
All they had to do when they did the prequels, well, the sequels, is do the Thrawn trilogy from the books. Do you know how much money they would have made hand over fist?
And I'm sure Knock would say the Darth Bane stuff.
Darth Bane,
that's its own trilogy. They would make it would be its own trilogy.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff out there in the.
If they would have made Zahn's Heir to the Empire, that would have been the first $3 billion movie.
Yes, they would have been. Boom, that would have been.
It's a shame. You guys are giving me chills because I just think of all this great stuff they could have done. I'm gonna even
go harder than that.
Hey, remember what Chris was talking about earlier?
Yeah,
he had a good point.
Yeah, he did. But I'm gonna go harder than that. Each movie, each one of those movies would have been $2 billion in each.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Check out our discussions about the shit we love every friggin' Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time here on State of the Atmosphere. And later on tonight, it's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And tonight, as every Wednesday is my playthrough of Mass Effect. I'm having fun with it. I sometimes mess it up, but that's half the fun of it. You guys come troll me while I'm messing things up. We do it at 10 p.m. Central Time every Wednesday, so come check it out, okay? And then Friday, you can watch me sketching the Privateer. I'm having fun working on my comic book, guys. Come check it out. I'm finished with the portrait. I'm fixing to start inking it this Friday to make posters for you guys to actually buy of me and Foxy and Dave and Amanda as our comic book characters. So come check it out as I start creating it on Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And then Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, it's the Walking Dead Telltale series brought to you by John on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. It's Game Night with John. Knox shows up over there, and so does Martin. Martin always produces his shows
I get over there when I can.
And Jed gets over there when he can.
Yeah.
You guys go check that out. It's The Walking Dead. I think you're starting episode 2 this week, right? It was supposed to be Friday, but you had to back it up a week, right?
Yeah. I start season 2.
Okay.
This week.
All right. So check that out on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel at 8 p.m. Central Time on Friday. And then Sunday, it's everything about the clown show of the week that was in 2024 on the Brothers Hack the Matrix. We tell you all about it through today's headlines. It's my political show I do with my brother every week. And I say politics, it's more like political humor. We laugh more than we do anything else. So you guys come check that out. The Brothers Hack the Matrix at 5 p.m. Central Time.
Basically, that show is a version of this show.
Yeah, it is. But we're doing much more on that show, and we do it a lot faster.
Yeah.
My brother likes to go at a faster pace. So you guys come check that out at 5 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. And also, I want you guys to remember about Danny's CD. It's out there everywhere. You can get your music. It's called Sharkin' with Pearls. I'm going to put that in the chat real quick so you guys can see it. This is the actual spelling of it. Sharkin'. I don't have the picture of it, but you guys can look it up. Sharkin'. I'm sorry. There's no G. He always likes to tell me that. Sharkin' for Pearls. It's in the chat. That's the correct spelling of it. You guys go check that out. It's my brother's first 17-song CD. It's all instrumental. It's just him playing with his guitar. You guys have seen him on the show a bunch of times with the guitar, and you can actually listen to him now. He does. That's his guitar playing at the beginning of the show if you ever watch it. So, and I'm going to be using his music a lot more too on the show. So you guys on all my shows. So come check it out. Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Military Monday, Morning Coffee with Gary and Anima, we're going to be checking out The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, a movie that I wasn't ready to pay for in the theater, but I'm gonna have to go see it. or find another way to watch it before Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time when we talk about it on Military Monday on Pop Culture Minefields channel. Come check that out. And then at 3 p.m. Central Time on Ryan Rogers Athay's channel, it's Wrestling Monday Nitrous. I believe we're going to be talking about ECW this time around. If you missed our AEW show, go check that out, man. Yeah, RVD. I see you down there, John.
RVD.
You got Tommy Dreamer. You got Paul Heyman. It's a good story. ECW is a really good wrestling company. So go check that out at 3 p.m. Central Time on Ryan Roger Thay's channel. And then at 4 p.m., it's Only Talk and Roll. I think he said we're going to be off this week, but if you missed the D-Day at 80 show, we did a tribute to D-Day and Midway at 82 this last Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. So if you missed that, go check that out. It was very cool. We got D-Day coming up this Thursday, the 80th anniversary of it. So definitely go check that out on It's Only Talk and Roll. And it comes your way with new programs every Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And then it's back to my channel with some more Papa Joe Gamer After Dark video games, cocktails, and fails. And we'll be playing Wanted this week. I'm going to be bending bullets around walls, assassinating people. What's up, man? We're going to have a good time at 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And then, of course, it's right back around to State
And I
of
have
the
something I want to
Atmosphere.
share.
Okay, go, man.
Because Christopher was here.
Who was?
Here. Christopher was here. This is his thing.
I put his Twitter in the
Yeah,
chat
I wanted people to see it.
Yeah.
Go to Christopher's Twitter. He's
Yep.
awesome. He makes awesome movies.
Yep.
You know, so
He's an independent filmmaker, and we need more of them like him that's committed to the craft. And
Yeah.
he's just like the rest of us, man. He's got a job, but he's doing this on the side 100 miles an hour trying to make you guys something new and fresh. to
please
watch.
go follow him. He's an awesome dude. He showed he kicked it with us, talked about Star Wars and everything else. So.
For sure, man. Look at Tim says Joe's Atmosphere. D-Day and Sydney Sweeney always has
D-Day.
double D-Day. Yes, double D-Day. Yeah. But anyway, guys, yes, definitely go check out Christopher Moonlight Productions. He's a great guy. And he's an Uso fan like I am. He's a wrestling fan. That's why he said yeet whenever he left. But look, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. I have a ball hanging out with all of you, you guys in the chat, my guys here on the panel. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And until we see you next time, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. Jed, I'm really proud of you, man. You did. I thought I was going to have to shut you down, but you did good.
Oh, no, dude.
You did good, my brother.
I know, dude.
We got titties. All right,
Super titties.
guys, take it easy. We'll see you next